The confrontation ended badly for both of us. My husband was injured during the struggle and eventually needed medical attention at urgent care. But that was not the victory. The real turning point happened when I sat alone afterward and realized something terrifying. The wedding was only 3 days behind me, and already I was making excuses for behavior that should never have happened. He apologized. He promised it would never happen again. He said he had lost control. For a few minutes, I wanted to believe him because accepting the truth meant accepting that my marriage was not what I thought it was. But then I remembered another lesson from my father. When someone shows you that you are not safe with them, you do not build your future around the hope that they will suddenly become different. I started thinking about safety instead of appearances. I contacted people I trusted. I made sure I had access to my important documents and belongings. I stopped meeting him alone, while emotions were still high. I began making decisions based on what would keep me safe rather than what would make the situation look normal to other people. That was when I understood that courage is not always about fighting back. Sometimes courage is admitting that something is wrong. Sometimes courage is leaving. Sometimes courage is asking someone you trust for help. And sometimes courage is refusing to let shame make your decisions for you. My husband had ended up in urgent care after the confrontation, but I realized that the bigger consequence was waiting for me. I had to decide whether I was going to spend years explaining away frightening behavior, whether I was going to protect the life I still had ahead of me. I chose myself. I walked away from the marriage. People asked questions. Some people told me to forgive him. Some said it was only one incident. Others wondered why I could not simply forget what happened. They did not understand that I was not walking away because of one bad argument. I was walking away because of the person I trusted had crossed a line that should never have been crossed. The most painful part was realizing that my wedding photos showed a woman smiling beside the man she thought she would grow old with. 3 days later, that woman had to make a completely different decision. I kept one lesson from my father close to my heart. Self-protection is not about proving that you are stronger than someone else. It is about making sure you survive the moment and still have the freedom to choose your future. And that is exactly what I did. I chose my future. I used to think my father taught me how to fight. Now I understand that he taught me something much more important. He taught me how to recognize danger and protect my future. My husband going to urgent care was not the ending that mattered. The real ending was the moment I stopped making excuses for someone who had made me afraid. I learned that love should never require you to sacrifice your safety. If someone crosses that line, you are allowed to protect yourself and seek help. Your safety matters more than a wedding photo, more than public opinion, more than keeping a marriage that has already become dangerous.